I need the ultimate parking spot. Here we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Man. Whew. Man. It's always funny reading text that pop up while you laugh. It made me smile. Made me smile. That one made me smile too. I done sat here and ate. I got the itis. I might go to sleep first. Mm-mm. Hey, Gary. You were quite the inspirator. Inspir. Man, I can't even think straight. I just sat here and ate, and I didn't even eat all my food as I don't know what. Inspiration today. Trying to get out of my mouth. You were quite the inspiration. I had my last set. I seen Selena pop up like, man. But you know what? I knew I'm smart. I said, she at work. She ain't gonna be longer than 30 minutes. So I shifted a little bit, or either I was already tired. I shouldn't have bought this food. That's what it boiled down to. I should have just went lighter, honestly. I was being um something. And I know I was being something for the simple fact I went to sleep saying I was gonna go to this place and I was gonna get something specific, and when I got there I didn't get that. Now I'm not a fan of what I got, but it's not nasty, it's just I should have got what I wanted. So I won't be doing that anymore. I will not. Oh my god. And then the phone keeps ringing. I'm trying to man, phone ringing, text message. I'm tired. No. I was feeling your live today, and I was glad that I caught it because I was in the middle of hustling, bustling, transitioning to my next moves for the day, and I didn't even see the alert or anything because I had my phone in my pocket. So when I had gotten in the car, um, no, not bad news. No news really. Oh my god, I want people to look at their text messages. So that's about how that goes. No bad news. Just I guess some moving and shaking, if you will. I probably because I changed it. Ain't no telling atmosphere because I had it scheduled for 1:30, but then as soon as Gary had went off, Selena popped on, so I had pushed it. This man is crazy. Oh my God. I think my man is my dad reincarnated. That dude think he my pops. Uh, yeah, it be like that sometimes. And I was thinking about going live, but I had a whole nother idea in mind, but I hadn't really gotten to um see if I could put it together. So I yeah, it's not a bad thing. Not like my father figure, just not my daddy literally, but you know what I mean. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. Anywho, yeah, I ain't have time to really put it together, but I still might do it later on. If not later on, I'll do it tomorrow sometime because I think it's gonna be a cool live. But yeah, I was on that. I was like, yep, that baggage, man, baggage. It's like everybody can do a live about the baggage, and it's gonna all pull something different because everybody carries baggage differently. Everybody addresses it differently. Everybody disposes of it differently, and everybody handles it differently. So I think it's a topic worth discussing, and it's also um it's such a broad topic that what I don't hit, what we'll say, what Gary don't hit, Selena may have hit. What Selena don't hit, I may hit. But at the same time, we may have all hit some of the same things. You know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is at the end of the day. It is what it is at the end of the day. And my perspective on baggage is, I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to hold on to and carry, and is as long as it takes you to accumulate that baggage, it could take you that long to dispose of that baggage. So no, it's not an easy task, and sometimes we don't know where to start. I don't even think sometimes we realize what we carrying is baggage, and we know and we even know to put it down. You know what I'm saying? I think it just takes those life-changing experiences that usually force you to shed baggage. A lot of my baggage was shedded with my last breakup. And even before that, I knew my baggage, but I used that opportunity of shedding the hurt of a relationship, that baggage. I used that opportunity to really dig into, I guess, my bag. You know what I'm saying? Um, what made me this way? Why was this way? What makes me tick? Why do I always run into this? So I was digging. I dug in that bag. You hear me? I didn't just, throw what I carried out the last time. You know how you go out of town, and I don't know if y'all do this, but I overpack. Number one, I'm a lady. Cool. Cause I just never know. Cause I'm a person that'll overpack and then will get there and won't want to wear anything that I carry. So I definitely can't just take. I can't say, okay, Saturday I'm wearing this, Sunday I'm wearing this, Monday I'm wearing this, then I'll be home. That's very hard for me. So I usually just carry a whole bunch of crap. Only to use just a little of it. So as I begin to pick at my baggage, hey Marissa, like the first part of it was, getting over this breakup. It was hard, you know what I'm saying? When you with somebody and you thinking that we were together under some weird circumstances, they wasn't right. The foundation was all wrong, and we came out of that, and only to come back into it really semi still wrong, but in a better position, working towards the right way, only for it to end up not being. You know what I'm saying? It's like you'll have situations that you think are going to go a certain way. Then when they don't, it's like a ton of bricks fall on you. And I believe that anything that we carry already, any insecurities, any uh, past mishaps, things that we may have suppressed, when those new things fall on us, I think it triggers everything to wake up. Now you're even more in a deeper place than you were from the beginning, not realizing that all those things that you were carrying in the first place is the reason why you even picked up something that was a faulty foundation in the first place. It's the reason why those things are falling apart in the first place. It's the reason why it never was what it was supposed to be in the first place. A lot of us moving and operating not off of a clear heart, a clear mind, but one that's carrying a lot of issues, one that's carrying a lot of issues. And when we don't deal with our issues, then they continue to come up. I don't care what you do, they continue to come up. There's been times where I would sit there and be like, okay, I could coach myself through it real good. But no matter what, that issue comes up. Hey, Diane. So, yes, you do have to clear that baggage, and the reason why I had my thumbnail, I'm a fighter, is because not from no, not in the sense that, oh, I gotta fight, I'm a fight. Yes, life is a battle, but the battle is not ours, so we know that. However, there are things that we're gonna have to fight. But if we're fighting just like a boxer, if you haven't trained, if you haven't gotten yourself down to the proper weight that you need to be, if you haven't gotten yourself physically and mentally prepared, you'll be sluggish and you will lose the fight. Your fight will be even harder because you have to work even harder just to land a punch. You have to work even harder just to maneuver around the ring to avoid getting knocked out. So that's why I say, hey, Captain Wolf. That's why I say every day is training day. No, it's not easy, but every day we can actively put forth the effort to put something down that we've picked up or that we've been carrying for so long. It's just like your closet. When you're in your closet and you're accumulating things over the years, and you start to think, first of all, there's stuff in that closet that you probably haven't seen in a couple of years. Then there's things that you have never used in the last 6 months to a year. Then there's things that you can't even use because you can't fit. Whatever the case may be, now your closet is packed, but you're constantly putting things into the closet. Wouldn't it be easier to go through those things and see what's needed and what wasn't, and to, donate the rest or something? Clear your clutter so that you can add new things. Like Gary was saying, you can't put new wine into old wineskin. Wouldn't it be smarter to remove those old things, clean out your closet, get it in order so that you are allowed to, number one, put new things in. No, number one, organize first and foremost, and then put new things in. So you don't have to worry about things spilling over, uh, being useless in your life. There's things that in that closet that other people can use, and there's things in that closet that just simply need to go into the dump. Period, point blank. No, I'm just kidding. But just in listening to Gary, it was the way I processed that is the less of the baggage. My first interpretation was the harder you fight. And honestly, I just didn't feel like breaking that down, because when I say harder, I don't mean with more strength, with more effort. I just mean your fight is that much more about that win. You know what I mean? It's that much more behind that fight that you don't want to get counted out, I guess. So I just said we'll just make it easier, you know. I know I'm gonna have to fight. Sometimes it may feel like you even fighting to win, but why should I get tired fighting to win? Because I'm carrying so much stuff. A lot of stuff we fight and is a result of the things that we choose to hold on to, that we choose to not let go, that we have put down, and then we'll have women. I don't know if it's a mother thing or just a woman thing overall, but have you noticed how when we go shopping, say grocery shopping, if you single woman like me, you don't have a man in the house that's gonna come out and get the groceries. I never had a little cart or nothing like that to carry my groceries, so therefore I carry my groceries. I'm the person that wants to try to get all 24 bags so I don't have to come back out for another trip. So I'll pick up a bag. I find all these ways just to put all these bags up my arms. But I always notice I can carry those 24 bags. I can carry my phone, be talking on it, and probably something else in my hand, and I can get up my steps into my door. But how hard was that? When technically I could have just made a couple trips and made my fight up them stairs and through that door a little bit easier. I was still doing the same task, but it's harder when you're trying to hold on to so much stuff. The reality of it is I just didn't want to come back outside. Once there's been times where I get 17 of those bags and the other 7 is going to sit until the next time I go outside. And that's what we do with our baggage. You know what I mean? We carry a whole lot of stuff around. Then later on, we go back and pick up the other ones. Never understanding that we don't have full clarity because we're carrying so much. We don't never have full understanding because we're still carrying other things that we don't quite understand or still trying to understand. You can't understand what's next if you still carry on that what has been, what used to be. And I'll probably still, you know what, Gary, you're absolutely right. Because for real, if I have 2 bags in my hand, he'll look at me and be like, "You're carrying too much stuff. Give me that." I'm like, "I can carry 2 bags. It's okay." No. So now I don't even argue. You know what I'm saying? I don't even argue because why? Sway. I can't win. But yeah, man. If I got to fight, I need to be in my tip top shape. I need not to be weighed down and heavy. I need not to be bogged down by situations that mean me no good, that are no longer valuable, that no longer have any kind of purpose in my life. So what do we do? You know what I'm saying? We put down our baggage. You put down the baggage so that you can recognize what your tools are that you can use going forward. You put down your baggage so that you can see the playing ground, the playing field, or whatever you want to call it, without anything blocking, obscuring your vision. Holding on to things never allow you to reach your fullest potential. And like Gary was saying, we're here to help other people. And a lot of us will be carrying our own stuff and then pick up other people's stuff and then get mad because and that's why I have that scripture in there. I think that's Matthew 11:29 and 30. That's the only thing I kept thinking about when Gary was on today. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. For I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Jesus Christ! No, I'm just kidding. I watched that video today when that man was in church. That man's still running around the world saying that. That was the only thing I kept thinking about. And that's pretty much the example. Like, we carry so much stuff when God himself tells us that we can find rest in him. We ain't got to carry all this stuff. We just choose to be more like him. Gentle and meek in heart, one version says. You'll find rest for your soul. My yoke is easy. His stuff is lightweight. Why won't we take up his way versus our way? If we taking up our way every single time, and even in that last part, it would say my burden is light. I don't know why I just kept thinking light, the light. Like Gary was saying, we have to let our light shine. My burden is light. If we're taking up his burden, then our light, to me, what my heart tells me, then I'm going to be shining. Yeah, it's easier to carry. Okay. But if we just want to push our thoughts, you know what I'm saying? I'm not changing the Bible. And I'm not saying this is the interpretation, but I'm saying this is what is given to me in my spirit in this moment. I've been the one that carried things. And I know that in that process of my healing, when I learned more who I am, I think we carry a lot of things when we don't understand ourselves. When you really be honest with yourself and you become accountable to yourself about your ways, your everything, your patterns, because everything ain't something the result of everybody. Some things are a result of you. When you learn to be honest with yourself about your shortcomings, about your effed up ways in some situations, then you can do the work. You know what I'm saying? If we're not willing to do the work on ourselves first, it's, it don't matter what you put down. You're still not going to be able to go forth and be effective in the things that God wants you to do. Because you're going to have that piece of you that's going to be selfish because you don't understand even yourself. How can you give to somebody else what you're not willing to give to yourself? I can't help you become free if I haven't allowed myself to become free. I can't be an example of what freedom looks like if I'm still bound by stuff that I choose not to face, choose not to look at. Sometimes we have to take a huge look in the mirror. We have to take a huge look in the mirror because a lot of times things aren't going our way, not because somebody did something, not because of anything else, except for something about us, something we did. Maybe there is something that is blocking your light because you won't change that one little nasty way that you have. And that nasty way comes by way of, oh yeah, I was done wrong so many times. I have my, Gary used to always get on me about the guard, about your guard being up. Yeah, we think we're protecting ourselves, but what if you having your guard up? It's one thing to be cautious, then it's another thing to block a thing out. You can be cautious and avoid hurt and harm, but you can block your heart, block your mind, block everything out to the point nothing can penetrate, nothing can get in. So therefore, how do we genuinely become renewed and open to be able to even serve as light? To me, that's going to be dimming in itself if we're not willing to take a look at ourselves and say, Meek, you know what? You're this way and you're that way. You need to change that. That's why a lot of us get mad if somebody point out our stuff. When we're not willing to look at ourselves in a true way, when somebody point out your stuff and they be spot on and you get pissed off, that's why. That's why. Truth hurts. We say it all the time when we say something, the person get upset. Yeah, truth hurt, but it hurts. What are you gonna do about it? I think that when you say, oh, I'm me, who I am, flaws and all, at least I own it. I don't think that's good enough. That's not good enough. Why own dysfunction? If you're carrying dysfunction, why count it as a flaw? A flaw to me is how I was skating when I was like 10 years old, and I rode down a hill on the driveway, and a rock hit my wheel and it blocked me from rolling correctly. It made me stop and go, and I fell and slid down on my face. That flaw was that scar that was left on my face that I'm gonna give my mom a heart attack. Well, I don't know what she put on that scar, but ooh, that thing cleaned up well. But anywho, that's a flaw. A flaw is my middle toe, my second toe is longer than my first toe. Things like that to me. That's a flaw. Not, I got an effed up attitude. That's just the way I am, so deal with it. We have to be accountable to self. We have to put down that baggage so that we are most effective in life, so that we are seen the way we should be seen. Because I don't know if anybody knows, when you carry a lot of things and when you're not willing to change things, your countenance is off. When I began my journey of healing and putting down things and getting rid of all that stuff that was holding me back, bogging me down, that had me basically bound and just this, I don't know what to call it. I was out of order all over. But um and now I'm not talking about my feet because I don't even know. I can't remember what my toes look like. I just keep them done. But I forgot what I was saying. That's the meatloaf. No, I'm just kidding. Um yeah, we have all this stuff, and when I begin to unpack those things, I can remember people saying, your countenance is so different. And at that time, I didn't know what that word meant. And I think I was in the store shopping when I was with somebody, and I'm like, what does countenance mean? And they explained it to me. I'm like, wow. And when I begin to look at myself, like, let's say pictures from the past to like newer pictures, I'm like, wow, there is something different. There was a different light. So a lot of times I think we're blocking our own light, not just because of baggage we're carrying, but also because of the ways that we're not willing, that we've taken on as, that's just me. That's just how I am. We can be like, that's just me, but then look at the next person that's just like you and be like, oh, she this and she that. We'll call other people out for their mess, but we be the same mess that they are. It's not an easy thing to give yourself a look and be like, but I would rather do it myself than to constantly have other people to point it out, or for God to humble me and be like, look, this is what you look like. And then he showed me a bowl of puppy chow or something. We have to do the work. If you're claiming to be positive, if you're claiming to be a willing vessel, then you have to be willing to do things for yourself first before you can do anything for anybody. I think that when we open ourselves up to those things, then we become open to having the things that God has for us. A lot of things I think we'll have just sitting right there waiting. If only she would do this one thing different. If only she would pay attention to the one thing I told her to do 3 years ago and fix it. You know, that's baggage as well. The things we carry on, the ways we hold on to, not just past relationships, the hurt that others did to us, but what about the things you do to yourself that you need to get rid of? Some of us have a woe is me attitude. No matter what, it's always going to be, but what about me? We too old for that. Well, you did it to me. We too old for that. Because what someone else does, if it's wrong, if you do it back to them, guess what? You're wrong too. In my mind, it's like, clear the way. Stop making the fight more difficult than it has to be. Be equipped to fight. And the way you be equipped is to put down that baggage and be willing to change things that you need to change to be the best and most effective you that you can be. That's pretty much my spiel on getting rid of your baggage. For myself, I want to be that person. I want to make sure, right now I don't feel like I'm carrying baggage. So my job now is to first be vigilant that maybe some things that I just ain't seeing right now could pop up. And also not to take on new baggage. That's where I am now. I'm not gonna allow past baggage. That's why I know I've let go of my baggage, because it almost feels weird not to refer to or look back on, or think about something that happened before when you're moving forward in your process, whether it's my love life, my business life, or anything. I haven't reflected back. I'm reflecting forward. So that's why I know that I'm not carrying all this baggage. Do I have memories of things? Absolutely. But it doesn't have control over me anymore. And it's not um a hindrance to me. It's simply a memory. I remember that. And I think that the things we carry in our memory is not the same as your baggage. Those are the things that help you not to guard, but to be smart in every move. The last time you did this, this happened. Stay away from that. Sort of like how you teach your baby the stove is hot. He may burn his hand once or twice just touching the outside of the stove, but he gets it after that second time. He's not gonna touch it again because it's in his memory. So hold on, not necessarily hold on to memories, but know that certain memories are there, not for you to use it as a guard dog, but for you to use it as a litmus test, I guess, in a sense. Wait a minute, this feels kind of the same. I'm sure it's not it, but okay, I remember that happened. So I gotta pay attention to those things that happen. You know what I mean? As you go forward in whatever it is you're doing, you're able to remember the pits that happened, the pits you fell in while moving through that thing. You remember the obstacle as it was and say, okay, I can't go left because last time I went left, I fell over there. So, yeah, okay, this ain't the same thing. I just got to remember the path. It's a memory. It takes a toll on you physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. Don't nobody understand. Spiritual warfare attacks all of those things. That's why it's important to let go of things, because the fight is definitely spiritual. So although we're not out here boxing with our boxing gloves on, we got to know how to fight. We got to know how to fight. And fighting takes discipline. Fighting takes stamina. Fighting takes a good mental space. You do have to be physically prepared. I need to get more physically prepared because I keep telling I'm boom bopping too much. I'm just a boom bopping. It kind of feels good to be boom bopping, but I need to put all this boom bop in its place because I don't want the overflow. But I also know that my overflow is a result of um I'm not gonna call it instability, but me getting stable with everything. So I don't beat myself up because I know once I get all that in order, and plus these months are the months that I store weight, and it just never fails. It never fails. Through the winter, I store it. It ain't as bad as the winter before, but yeah. Anywho, I like the idea of the fast, Gary. I'm not Jesus, so 40 days. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if we're gonna do a thing, but if we are, I think we should come up with a plan on a time frame. If it's a 6 to 6 a.m. or you know what I mean. What we doing? I think it's a good idea because I do know that when fasting is done right, it's not a weight loss program. It's not a. It's a way for you to gain clarity from God and increase your faith. The one thing that I do know that, if and when we do it, I want everybody to make sure that they put in the time for prayer. Because if you're fasting to gain clarity on things you're trying to do, how do you communicate if you're just turning down your plate or staying off of whatever you choose to fast upon? What is it going to do if you're not consulting with the Father? What day? Wednesday atmosphere? I can do 40 days. I'm just playing. Honestly, I am. I'm overdue. I didn't do it at the beginning of the year with the church, but that's because I won't do it if I don't feel like. No, I just did. I'm not. That's not my church. Not saying that I couldn't have did it with them, but I just didn't feel compelled. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't. And then a lot of it is hard with this, with my work schedule and me not having my place. And once I get my place, like that is the whole thing. It's like my rest is interrupted. My diet is interrupted. Everything is interrupted. Okay, it's interrupted. So once I get all that in order, I have that my space. You know what I'm saying? Not like the app, but I have my space, my time frame that I'm able to have a actual schedule for myself. I don't have to get off work and wait till a certain time before I can go to sleep. I can go straight home from work and go to sleep. You know, all that good stuff. And it's coming soon. I'm excited because it takes a toll on your body when you're working hard and trying to get things established. It's just a lot. It can be overwhelming. So I'm thankful to God that He's keeping my mind at peace. Yeah, we'll be at peace. We'll be at peace. At least when I have my place, when if I fast, my work schedule, like right now, all I got in front of my face is vending machines. I can do it, but I need somewhere to be able to prepare my food, so I don't have to go to the vending machines. If I don't have to go to the cafeteria, if I don't have to, I need a different outlet. Y'all understand? Yeah, he does. Trying to throw you off your square. That's why I always encourage people when they're fasting. You know how some people be like, "Man, I fell off my fast today," and then they just quit. Be like, no, keep going. If you quit, if you fell off at 2 o'clock, keep going until the end of it that day or however you're doing it, and then you pick it up again tomorrow. If you fall off the day after tomorrow, pick it up again. Don't quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that sometimes if you're not used to fasting, it takes exercising doing it. So it's not how you finish to me, is that you finish. You know, if I get knocked down 10 times, I should get up 10 times. So you don't just say, forget it, I failed this one day, I'm not gonna go for the rest of the seven. Yeah. And that's probably why I didn't do it with the church, because like I said, that's not my church home. And I'm not familiar necessarily with their vision. But I didn't have anything prepared for myself to say, okay, I'm gonna join this fast and this is what I'm fasting for. I always know when to fast. Even when it's my own church. If I don't feel compelled to do it, I don't do it. Because when I do that, guess what happens? I don't never keep it. But it's time. I know it's time. It's been a little minute. It's been a little minute. Oh God. Y'all know what? It feels good to smile. I feel like I used to be old. I know I'm the church, Gary, but I still like going to church. I done told you. I ain't ruled by the church though. That's the thing. I enjoy church. I like right now I'm in a place where every time I go to church, I be looking like I want to usher. I really, cause I be like they slipping. They don't know how to do this right. I feel like I am just this master usher, man, and I don't belong to the ministry, so it's like that's kind of a catch 22 because I'm not really sure if I want to join at this point right now, but I do want to serve, so I don't know. Maybe I should ask questions because I went to one church. You can volunteer. You can volunteer. Maybe I'll just start going out. Now let me quit. Yeah. But it's like if I could, I can't ask for a lot more except for just, everything to fall into place as I keep going. I'm happy. I'm not unhappy. I'm enjoying life. I get a lot frustrated. I really do. I get a lot frustrated, but that comes by way of, you having your way of how you see it happening and then having to say, dang, I gotta let it go the way he wants it to happen. I have to, you have to yield the floor to the Lord. That's the only person I'm yielding the floor to. And then the people I love and like, yeah, when necessary. But I'm at peace, but I really truly get frustrated because there's still things that I'm working on that it's just steps, you know what I'm saying? I can only do one thing at a time. Although I'm knocking it down one thing at a time, it's very frustrating because I'm like, oh. So, yeah, I'm just one day at a time doing what I can. And what I can't do, y'all know what I do with that. I throw it in the bucket. Fuck. This is simple. Like, and as we were talking about getting rid of baggage and, stuff, honestly, I feel kind of weird sometimes because I really do have this I don't care built up. And it's not, and that I don't care isn't I'm not a caring person or I don't have a heart. It's I refuse to allow certain things to just have access. I don't care what nobody says about me. I don't care what nobody says about the black woman. I'm not about to go off on people because they're talking down on black women. I don't care. It's not me. I think that the rest of us need to adopt that because if I sit out here and try to, now I'm not saying that I wouldn't advocate for black women. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is stuff that will never change. The things that they say about us that will never change. I refuse to fight that battle because I can fight, 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 and it's still going to happen. So when do we as black women be like, they ain't talking to me and start being great as we are? You know, whether it's about our children, whether it's about us being single, whether it's about our financial status, whether it's about our hair, our body type, they're always going to talk about those things. So I really just don't care. I sooner agree with them. Shit, hell yeah, I'm single for now. Yep, my butt fat. Yep, it's probably fake. I'm agree with you. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna get mad at you. If you think I bought some body parts, I'm gonna say yes, I did. They took food stamps. I got my butt on EBT. But y'all going to old school Baptist church talking about some white gloves. Listen, that's why I didn't want to be an usher in life, 'cause that's what I remembered. They used to wear like the nursing uniforms with the hats and the gloves and be standing back there with the one arm behind their back. And this one lady in church, her name was Cousin Elsie. And she used to sit in back of us and she used to always start shouting and her wig will fall off. The heart is in the way. I thought you said you wore men hats at church. Oh Lord. Y'all funny. I don't even know what y'all talking about. But yeah, that's what I used to remember Usher being. So when they tried to get me to Usher, boy, I was running like they asked me to preach on the pulpit. Like I would love to bartend, but I'm scared I'm gonna drop all the drinks. That's how I felt about Usher. I felt I couldn't do the job, but I love it. I love it. I really do. Probably because I care. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just putting people in the chair. We're the ones that we're on the first line for real, for real. People don't understand. It ain't just, oh, here's a seat for you, here's a piece of tissue. We on the front line. We get touched by what's coming into church before everybody. It's actually probably a super valuable job. Well, Gary, we are the church. You're sitting on YouTube preaching anyway. What do you mean? Go ahead and do your lessons. What are you talking about? You was prepared. You was ready to preach. You still ready. That's why you do it. Listen to you. Read that to yourself, please. After you said that we at church right now. Go ahead. I'll wait. Maybe you were ready to preach, but it wasn't for that time. Or maybe it wasn't for that audience. Maybe it was for you too. I know, I'm just saying that doesn't change. Might be different messages today, might be some of the same messages, but I guarantee you some of the stuff you talked about is probably some of the lessons you were having. Write the book anyway. Who really cares about that? Write the book. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. Oh, that's a nice Audi, boy. God, dog. That Matt finished. Did he finish? Apparently it did. You had two spinoffs. Ain't you paid attention today? It was a song that was ringing in my head when you was on. And I can't think which one it was. I don't even know. Now all I hear is Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Woo! Yes. I don't know that song. I don't know no old hymns. When I see somebody that's like 25 be knowing hymns and stuff, I be like, how do you know that song? Like, I got separated out of church at like 10 to like 30 something, so I don't know all them old songs. I'll remember some of them, but yeah, I don't know. I'm more today. Me and Atmosphere had this conversation. He like old gospel, and I like new contemporary type gospel. I like older stuff. I just don't know a lot of the old stuff. I like the gospel sound, the choir sound, but I don't know old hymns. And some of them hymns be depressing if you really just say the words out loud. I'm going up yonder to be with my Lord. What is exciting about that in this moment if you ain't ready to go? I'm sorry. No. Yep, he really did. He got two lives. I had my live scheduled. I was sitting there creating my title and everything while I was listening. Then as soon as I got off, Selena's alert came on. And all I heard was Gary say, that's why when somebody else comes on, I don't go on. I wouldn't have went on anyway. Trouble in my way. I got to cry. Is that a song? That's a real life situation though, cause I cry a lot. I don't care. I am 51 years old and I am a crier. You hear me? I'm like a baby with frustration. I cry in a second, and I don't care. That's just me. Cause you know what? Tears have no biological function. They are simply to clear vision. So when you cry, guess what? Your vision is cleared. Boom. That's the way it is. And I got that from a preacher I wouldn't care to listen to today. Oh man. I'm thankful for Gary for coming up with that well, bringing us that message this morning. It stirred my spirit. So I came through in the kitchen, cooked something up. You know what I mean? We done had a 3-course meal about getting rid of baggage. I would think God is like, yay, yay, YouTube. Now we need is for Marissa to go on and talk about the baggage. And we'll have like a square. Forget a circle. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm about to do with my life. Like right now, I'm off work. We couldn't get no extra shifts this week. I guess we got light work right now. So when no extra shifts, I ain't gonna have no overtime this week. That sucks. hmm I cut my hair yesterday. I want to see. I am bald. Busy, biggie bald. Oh, y'all can't even see it. Y'all can see it. I love it though. I cut this thing low today. I mean, it's time. Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low. From the window to the wall. Oh, you thought I was gonna say something else, didn't you? Thank you. Yeah, I cut it down and colored it last night. I feel better. I think I was looking like Fred Sanford about the head. All my gray hair, it was just so peasy. And then it's this preacher, this pastor at church. It's a little thin in the top. My hair a little thin in the top, so that's why I keep it light like this. But like right now, it's thinner than usual. I think I yanked that weave out when I first came here. But anywho, I'll be at church and I'll be telling my dude like, my hair look like his, don't it? He was like, shut up. I was like, for real, look. Y'all, this man don't never cut his hair. I don't understand. I mean, the way I cut mine down, I think he should do it, and he'll feel much better because I feel much better. But I refuse. I refuse to go back to church this week looking like him about the head. So I had to take care of that yesterday. I must say I feel much better. Yes, indeed. Sir, ma'am, are you just sitting here? Are you gonna go? Why are you laughing? Because I said from the window to the wall. All them demons fall. All them demons fall. Oh, get. No. Woo. That's too funny. That's what I'm talking about. But I think that I think we have a pretty cool circle. You know, if for nothing else, it's gonna help some people, and it's also, I mean, as you see, a lot of people say it's refreshing. So it's cool to be a I guess a little getaway, a honeycomb hideout, if you will, from those that still love to watch all the craziness. A little woosah moment, little woosah moment. A lot of stuff is very entertaining, but after a while, as we know, it takes a toll on you, and you ain't even participating. So I enjoy being a place that's different, that isn't involved in any drama, that isn't involved in a clapback or anything, anything negative. And I think that's foreign to a lot of people, but I think that the more we push it, the more it catches on, like Gary said. I know that was Selena. She said words are like a wildfire. And it is usually with negative things, but how cool is it that it applies to any word? So therefore, every time one of us hits live and it's positive, it starts a little fire. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go back in my videos and tag them up to try to, kick myself into some of these. I stopped doing that when I was, tagging different topics and things in different people. I want to kick into other sectors. So I'm gonna get once I get my house, I'm gonna get back into that, really focusing on trying to push our lives out. You know what I'm saying? Push them out. But overall, I enjoy YouTube still. You know what I'm saying? I know, but I enjoy YouTube still, even with all the craziness. There's a lot of laughter here. It's a lot of things that are sad and just foul, but I think there's still a lot of laughter. There's still a lot of fun. So hey, Calvin. So I think it's just a matter of what you choose to participate in. Like I said, I always be a positive page. I don't have a negative anything to bring to the world because I fear God. I'm scared. I'm not gonna be out here acting old. And plus I'm old, man. I ain't got time for that. I really do want to make a difference. And as I make a difference in my own life, then actually um I can actually try to help someone else make a difference in their life and not be necessarily a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? I think that we all should be striving to be better. And being better is going to involve us putting down baggage, not carrying old things, not holding grudges, not picking up mess that's just childish and means nothing. For a lot of us, it's time to become an adult, even though we've been adult probably about 40 years or more. Some of us been adults probably about 50 years and be acting worse than the ones that's 20 something. I said in where was I at this morning? I was on Bolo's live and and I was just saying that if I was 50, me now at 51, I would be upset with myself if my behavior was as such some of these people. No particular people, but I'm too busy trying to become whatever my legacy is. I want to be a person who's remembered. I talked about that before. Like, if you were to go today, what would they say about you at your homegoing? I don't want for my homegoing to be, oh, we loved her. She had a good heart. She loved God. She was a good mother. I need them to say something more than that. And not because of no kind of arrogance or anything, but because I don't want to be out of here and have wasted life doing absolutely nothing worth remembering. I want for my kids to have stories to tell their children. When they talk to their kids about me, or when my grandkids, if they, hopefully I get to be around them when they growing up, so that when they have children, they can share stories about me with their children. The things that I didn't know coming up when I was younger, I want to instill that in my kids now, even though they're they're doing well in their 30s. But anything I learn, I teach my kids, and sometimes they already know it. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they teach me. So it's just all about always being teachable and always being ready and willing to grow. When you become the smartest person in the room, you're done. No one can tell you anything. And when you're the smartest person in the room, you're blindsided by some things. I saw that on a live this morning. Somebody on this internet think they're the smartest person in the room. And I believe that somebody's about to show them why they had a blind spot. I don't want to be like that in life. You know what I mean? I'm forever growing. So therefore, I need to learn something every single day. I don't care if I learned that I got a new gray hair in my eyebrow today. I learned something. Simple and plain, you know. In the great words of Stephen Chestnut, death began where learning ends. And I don't know if he say that's his quote. That's who I heard say it. Death begins where learning ends. What are we if we're not learning anymore? What are we doing if we're carrying all this old stuff? How do you even learn with all this old stuff? You have no room, no space, no capacity. Yeah, I will when I get some, Calvin. It's like a bittersweet thing because they are of age, definitely. They getting old. Shoot, my son turned 32 last week. My baby 30. And the best part about it is they're not married, so and they don't have any children. And that should be the greatest thing. I would rather them do it differently. But then it's like, well, dang, y'all about to be 39, 40 years old. I don't know. Maybe I'll pray for the marriage and then I'll get my grandbaby. All is well. I'm gonna be a good grandma. I'm a ooh wee. And they don't live in the same state. Every time I get my grandkids, I'm gonna send them home to give my kids hell. I'll be watching little bad kids on YouTube. I'll be like, yes. One little girl named Ava. Woo! Yeah, my grandkids gonna be good. They gonna treat me right, but they gonna be giving my kids hell. But they gonna have respect. I just want to ruin them when they come and send them home and have to be reprogrammed. That's all. Well, what else would a good grandmother do? Hmm. I remember I didn't even want to be called granny. Now I think I don't even care. Call me whatever you want. But yeah, there's an importance right now. We got our grandbabies looking at us at this point. So it's just like, what are you doing? What is your reflection showing your grandchildren at this point? Do you even have time for your grandchildren while you're off doing childish things? I thought they said in the Bible when you was a child, you spoke as a child, but when you became, you know what it say? When do you throw away childish things? Do you not realize you're being childish when you're being childish? Some of us are really, really um in arrested development, I would think. They say that when you have a trauma in your life, whatever age it was at, you're either stuck in that age or you revert to that age when certain things happen. I think we have a lot of arrested development out here. And only advice I would have to anybody is therapy is good. Therapy is good. I'm going to start going to therapy, and not because of anything wrong, but just to keep my mind sorted out. I don't want that to be wrong. I think it's valuable. We'll say mental health is whatever, but then we'll shy people away from going to see therapists, or a lot of people don't want to go because of the way they've been programmed, but they be the ones that really, really need it. Yeah. Or like I said, sometimes we don't want to face who we are and what we are. We don't want to say, man, I'm this way, let me change that. So therefore we just turn it up, I guess. I don't know. But like I said, when I faced everything on the inside of me that was a hindrance to me, instead of taking it on like it's a body part, when I was able to say, you know what, Jamaica, you're a little manipulative. How did you get that? I know exactly why I was that way. And it wasn't bad, but it was there. It wasn't like to a degree of danger, but it was there. Those are things I had to work on. You know what, Jamaica, you're this way because you dealt with rejection. What? Rejection? You had unforgiveness. A lot of people have a whole lot of stuff inside of them that they haven't dealt with. And it becomes items in that bag we're talking about. And most of the time, until you deal with those things, you'll never, ever, ever get rid of your baggage. Because that right there is the seal on the bag to me. It's you keeping everything inside that bag. It's you not willing to let go of you to relieve yourself of carrying all that stuff. When you carry those things, you just hinder yourself. And we gotta start. I mean, with anything, we have to start with ourselves. So if we're not willing to clean up our own, if we are the bag, you know how people say, I'm the bag. If you are the bag, if you're not willing to clear yourself out, you're not gonna clear anything else. You can't even get to the heart without opening yourself up to say, man, I got this. And like I said, it's not about, oh, my flaws, that's just me. No, I said the flaw that I had was that scar on my face when I fell skating. A flaw. Second toe, longer than the first toe. Atmosphere like that one. Those are flaws. I'm pigeon toe on the right foot, but my left foot straight. Being mean because my daddy was mean, that's a flaw, okay, but that's a character flaw. And those are things you can fix. You don't just lay down and be that way because your loved one was that way. That doesn't make you a better person by picking up their messed up ways. If you're willing to look at yourself and say, man, I'm this, and I'm that. I feel like even if you admit to yourself what you are, even when it's not favorable, that God will help you. He will fix those things. He'll remove the things that, you know how they say the first step to recovery is admitting it. Same thing. When you admit you stinking, you got a piss poor attitude, you haven't been the best person you could be, now we can work on you. Just like with deliverance. If you're dealing with any kind of spirit, until you're willing, that demon is going to be there. I can cast the demon out of you, but it's going to come back because you have to be willing. Just like you was open to allow things in, you have to be open to get those things out. So I guess that's the finale. Open yourself to cleaning you out so that you can release those bags that you carry so that you can be most effective in this world, because time is running out and there's a whole bunch of people that's supposed to be doing something and they're doing a piss poor job, or they're not doing it at all, or they're about to be knocked down. Who will stand up? That's at the end of the day. And it don't have to be some poised, no scripted, no, don't necessarily have to be on the pulpit. Some of us will be called to the pulpit. But at the end of the day, it's like, when do you stop fighting destiny? If you want your purpose to come to pass, you can't fight the things that are part of your purpose. Just can't. Like, I noticed in the last 8 years, when I did deal with a guy, I would ask them one question. What if I have to preach one day? And honestly, I don't know why I asked them that question, but I don't knock that out of things I'll have to do in life. So therefore, I need to know where you're gonna be at with that. Yeah, it can be the marketplace. Yeah, that's why I said my chair, whatever the case may be. But I would always ask the guy, well, what if I have to preach? Most guys, they're taken back by that. But this guy was, I think that'll be cool. I'm like, damn it. Okay, Marissa. Yeah. So no, be open to who God called you to be. That's my closing argument for today. Be open to who God calls you to be, because I promise you, it's way greater than you think you are worthy of being, I guess. And it's probably a lot better than you think. Even though we want the best for ourselves, we try to do our best. Our best it don't get greater than him. The things that he's called to be. It don't got nothing to do with your mama, your daddy. It was all created before you were even in your mama's womb. Each hair is numbered. Each hair has a meaning, has a value. Or that. That's why I'm in here. I'm just kidding. Let me complain. But at the end of the day, no time like the present to be better so we can do better. Put down those bags, pick up those crosses. Let's walk so we can get that real bag that God has for us, the one that's going to sustain us and keep us as we go forth doing the things that He desires us to do. It's the one song that say, "Drink from the well that never runs dry." That's what I'm trying to get my flow from. My money, everything. I want it from the well that doesn't run dry. And He is that well. So, as always, I appreciate everybody who popped up today for my meet talk. I appreciate you. I hope I said something today that resonated with you, that helped you, that encouraged you in some way. Hopefully, Marissa will go ahead and complete this four-way and give us a little something about putting down the baggage. Come on, PPP, we got this. Positive pages popping. Okay. Um, and if you didn't catch anything, or if something, maybe you already got all of this. That's cool. Sharing is caring. Share it with someone that may can use it. As always, you're more than welcome to hit the Cash App, but most importantly, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, bring a friend, and so you can do it again. Oh, you did about the bag, or you did with laugh. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got time for. Being better as a people. Everybody out here ain't crazy. We all have a purpose, but I want us to be the people that recognize we have a purpose and begin to move in that direction instead of getting it right before we out of here. Because we do not know the day nor the hour. So I say always, man, when my cousin passed at 54, I say, God, please give me more time. I'm okay when you say, but if I may ask, y'all will hear me say that all the time. If I may ask, please give me more time. Give me more time because, like I said, I ain't got no grandkids. There is a bag that I need to get to that I ain't touched yet. And I know it's stored up waiting on me. So I need to do better. We all gonna get there. All the obstacles we had, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna have a second closing. We all have had obstacles this past year, and some of us have started with them, and it wasn't because they're new. Some of them just come kind of carried over, and I'm not gonna count that as part of your baggage because some things we are out of our control. But at the end of the day, it's just something you have to deal with. You know what I mean? You have to get in order. And when we decrease so that God may increase, then that's when those things start to come into that order. Look at this man scratching his head. Oh my God. I hope he didn't shave his face. But anyhow, again, I hope I said something today that helps somebody. Share. Cash App if you like. Your girl got some big things going on, so donations are always welcome. And I appreciate you guys. Until next time, see you later. Bye bye now. Have a good work day, Selena.